I just got back from the grocery store. I bought the same things I buy every single week. Eggs, bread, chicken, some fruit, a few basics. And my total was $127. 6 months ago, that same cart was $89. That's $38 more on the same groceries in 6 months. Nobody robbed me. Nobody scammed me. Nobody raised my taxes officially. But somehow, $38 just disappeared. And I started digging because I needed to understand where that money was going. What I found was honestly shocking and a little infuriating because there is a hidden tax being charged to every single American right now. Rich, middle class, working class, doesn't matter. And the people paying the most are the ones who can afford it the least. Today, I'm going to break down exactly what's happening, why it's happening, and, most importantly, the specific moves you can make right now to protect yourself. Because the people who understand this, they're actually using this moment to build wealth. The ones who don't, they're falling further behind every single month. Let's get into it. Let me take you back to April 2025. The White House announces sweeping new tariffs. Tariffs on China, on Europe, on Canada, on basically everyone. If you're like most people, you heard the word tariff and immediately zoned out. Because let's be honest, tariffs sound like something boring that economists argue about, not something that affects your life. But here's what a tariff actually is, stripped of all the political noise. It's a tax. Specifically, it's a tax on stuff that comes into America from other countries. And who pays that tax? Not China, not the foreign companies. You do. Here's how it works in plain English. Say a company imports a TV from South Korea. They used to pay $300 to bring it in. Now, with the new tariffs, they pay $450. That extra $150, they don't just absorb it, they put it on the price tag.
And you walk into Best Buy and wonder why the TV costs more than it did last year. Now multiply that across literally everything. Electronics, clothes, cars, furniture, groceries. Because food packaging, agricultural chemicals, shipping containers, all imported, all taxed. A recent analysis found that the average American household is now paying between $1,300 and $3,800 more per year directly because of these tariffs. $3,800. That's $316 a month. Gone. Just gone. And inflation, which was finally starting to cool down, came roaring back. As of April 2026, inflation hit 3.8%. That's a 3-year high. And wages grew at 3.6%. So even if you got a raise, you're still losing. This is the part nobody tells you. You can be doing everything right, working hard, getting raises, staying employed, and still be falling behind. Not because of anything you did wrong, because of a math problem that was created without your input and is being solved with your wallet. Now here's where this gets real. I want to tell you about two people. First, let's call her Diane. Diane is 52 years old. She works as a medical receptionist in Ohio, makes about $42,000 a year. She's not struggling, but she's not comfortable either. Every month is a careful calculation. When prices started rising last year, Diane did what most people do. She started cutting back, dropped the streaming services, started buying store-brand everything, switched from chicken breast to chicken thighs. She did all the right budget things, and she's still $200 to $300 a month shorter than she was 2 years ago. Because when everything costs more, groceries, gas, utilities, car insurance, rent, small cuts don't move the needle fast enough. Now, the second person. Let's call him Marcus. He's 34, works in tech in Austin, makes $165,000 a year. Marcus is financially stressed too. A recent CNBC poll found that even 29% of people earning over $100,000 say they feel very stressed right now. But for Marcus, stress is theoretical. It doesn't change what he can eat or whether he fills up his gas tank.
Now, here's the part that should make everyone uncomfortable. The way tariffs and inflation work, they hit harder the less money you have. Because if you make $40,000 and you're spending $35,000 on living expenses, a $200 to $300 monthly increase doesn't disappear into discretionary spending. It disappears from savings, or it goes on a credit card. And credit card debt in America just crossed $1.14 trillion for the first time in history. I want to be straight with you here, because a lot of finance channels are either panicking or telling you everything's fine. Neither is accurate. Here's the reality as of right now. Tariffs are still in place. Some have been negotiated down. There were deals with China and some European partners in late 2025, but the broad framework still there. And here's the thing about inflation. It's not like a light switch. Even when tariffs slow down or get reversed, the prices that went up, they rarely come back down to where they were. Stores raised prices to protect their margins. They're not in a rush to lower them. So what you're paying today for groceries, for insurance, for rent, that's likely your new baseline, not a temporary spike, a new normal. And I know that sounds bleak, but I promise you, this isn't a doom video. Because here's what I've learned studying economics and watching what wealthy people do during uncertain times. The biggest wealth transfers in history, the moments when the gap between the financially prepared and the financially unprepared widens the most, happened during exactly this kind of environment. Inflation, uncertainty, policy chaos. In 2008, millions of people lost everything. But some people bought houses, stocks, and assets for pennies on the dollar and became wealthy. The difference wasn't luck. It was information and preparation. So let's talk about what you can actually do.
I'm going to give you 5 specific moves, not generic advice, actual things people are doing right now to come out ahead. Move number 1, audit your invisible spending this week. Not your subscriptions, your recurring price increases. Pull up your bank statements from exactly 1 year ago and compare them to last month, line by line. I promise you will find 8 to 12 things that quietly went up, and you never consciously decided to pay more. Insurance premiums, utility bills, that gym membership, internet. Companies do price adjustments quietly. Most people never notice. I did this 3 months ago and found $340 a month in quiet price increases I had just accepted. $340 that I could reroute to savings or investments. Move number 2, stop holding too much cash. When inflation is running at 3.8% and your savings account is paying 0.5%, your money is losing value just sitting there. High-yield savings accounts right now are paying 4.5% to 5%. That exists. It's FDIC insured. It takes 10 minutes to set up. Moving $10,000 from a regular savings account to a high-yield account, that's $430 more per year, effortlessly. Move number 3, buy the things that beat inflation. Historically, certain assets outrun inflation over time. Index funds, the S&P 500 has averaged about 10% annually over the last 50 years. Real estate, I-bonds, literally designed to match inflation. Even $100 a month into a low-cost index fund started today beats doing nothing every single time. Move number 4, buy American-made when you can. Tariffs apply to imported goods. American-made products bypass them entirely. This isn't patriotism, this is strategy. Move number 5, delay big discretionary purchases. If you're thinking about buying a car, replacing electronics, or buying furniture in the next 6 to 12 months, wait if you can. Goldman Sachs projects price pressure on durable goods could ease in late 2026 as businesses burn through their pre-tariff inventory stockpiles. Waiting isn't weakness, it's timing. And in a world where your $50,000 car purchase could be $4,000 cheaper in 18 months, timing has a dollar value. So I got home from that grocery store, $127 lighter than expected. And I sat down and I did the thing I'm telling you to do. I pulled up my bank app, I went back 12 months, and I found $340 in monthly spending increases I had never consciously agreed to. I moved $15,000 of cash sitting in a dusty savings account into a high-yield account, earned $700 in 4 months just doing that. I set up a $300 automatic investment into an index fund, monthly, automatic.
None of this required a financial advisor. None of this required a ton of money up front. It just required understanding what was actually happening and making a few intentional decisions. Look, I'm not going to pretend this stuff is easy when you're already stretched thin. I know some of you are juggling 2 jobs, worried about keeping the lights on. And for you, even just move number 1, that audit, do it this weekend. Find the money that's silently leaking out. Redirect it. Even $50 or $100 a month compounds into something real over time.
The hidden tax is real, but it doesn't have to have the final say. Because the same economic chaos that's stressing most people out, it's creating real opportunity for the ones who are paying attention. You're paying attention. That already puts you ahead. If this video gave you anything useful, a new number, a new idea, a new way to look at your money, hit the like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who need to see this. Subscribe if you want honest, no-fluff money breakdowns every single week. And next week, I've got something that might make you even more uncomfortable, but in the best way. It's called the one number that tells you exactly how financially free you really are. You don't want to miss it. I'll see you there.